stream started. Let's see it appear here. Woo! Maybe I should put that on the side in case anybody chats. Can I make this bigger or only pop out chat? Yeah, that's good. And then this thing I can move in here. Get some music going, which you guys can't hear. Let's go. Sorry, I'm just getting the music going because I don't like this music. Something jumpy. Psytrance, there we go. Take off shuffle. Nice. And you can't hear it because it's copyright. And then I won't get, I'm not getting any money for any videos anyway. So what I'm doing is I generate this beautiful code here that we're calling a REST API, and then we've called it and we've got a response and we've got a status code, but then what do we do with that? So if we look at the REST call, so this is all scraped from a server, from a documentation. It has these responses, and each response has a code, a description, and a headers and a schema. So we're generating, this is the data, we're generating code for that. Let me demonstrate by going, what's the name of the file? This is the scraped. Hang on, I've got to find it. Maybe I should zoom this. There's no data here. What? Oh, it's a YAML. Sorry. So I got this content.yaml, and if you look for a response, this is a. It's basically scraped from the website. This is a schema. I wanted like a response. And colon, nope. Response. I want to show you what one looks like. But there's all these types called responses. Let's have a look at. So, where is this used? Man, even nothing's working. Oh, there we go. It's just really slow. Yeah, we've got a test response already. What? I've already coded it. And I don't need to code it. Yay. Gen response. Look, it's already there. Why am I writing it again? I wrote gen status code response. And where is this used? So I don't even know my own code. Gen responses for call. It's all written. That's awesome. I don't have to rewrite it. So all of this is not even necessary. I might just steal that comment powers though. Why am I doing it as a doc string? So that is a bit weird. Okay, and then why is the code not there? Maybe I'm, you know what? I think I'm generating it in. And generating it in some submodule or something. Create result. Where's the mod? Responses. There you go. Responses, and we want to count responses. So this is instrument. Like, okay, let's list the instruments. Why is it my REST analyzer not working? Instruments, and we're going count responses instrument. So there's only one response, which is 200. So that we can search for 200. Oh, there we go. Other responses there. So this response to code 200, pricing information, got some headers which we've got to read, request ID, I haven't done any code, anything about headers, and then the fields, which will be the schema for it. So there's the instrument, the ID of the most recent transaction created for an account, and this is the response type. That's the schema. Let's go for 200 again and find it. So this is the account, not get account, but there's like instruments. Yeah, so this will list the instruments for an account, and here's the main response. Request ID. It's got the that's all it's got. It's got a header called request ID. You know, do we need to record the request ID? We probably should. I mean, they've all got the same headers, I'm pretty sure. Let's copy the path to that and just check. Copying the yank path. Get a new terminal and JQ, paste the path in here. I'll zoom this in so you can see. And then Control XE, select all the digits because we don't need all the digits. We want to get everything. And then we've got to put contents.yaml and run it. Content.yaml perhaps. It's JQ, I need YQ, and -E for evaluate. Invalid syntax. What? Anyway, so that doesn't help at all. I can use new shell to do it. Open content.yaml. Where's the path? It's up here. Documentation.calls.responses. So I guess we'd go get content. I get documentation. Look, it's all here. Calls. And then we want the responses. We got responses. Maybe there's no content. Okay, so here are all the responses, and what we need is, I want to see if all the names are request ID. I guess they're not. Get headers, and then get name. Not gen name, get name. I'm going to get headers all null. Okay, why can't you get headers? Let's have a look what the columns are there. What? Get responses. I guess there. It's like, okay, then we've got to go. It's like I got to flatten it again. Okay, and then columns, and it should say headers in there. It does. Great. Get headers, and then flatten again, I'm guessing, and then get name, and then sort unique and the count, and sort -nr. We can just see what the most common ones are. Sort by count -nr as numeric and reverse, so that the highest ones go first. So request ID is used a lot. So we do need headers. Do they all have request ID? Let's just count them ourselves and see if there's 30. What? Without sorting them. How many header names are there? 40. How many headers are there? Ding 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 ding. Sorry, 48. Okay, so not everyone has request ID, so we do need to store headers in when we want to read headers in the responses. So let's get rid of that. What is the schema here? Gen response schema. So we're generating a function here. Well, we can see here what we've done. We're generating a whole struct. So that's why we do need the docstring. Okay. So all of this. Okay, so let's comment this property. So this bit, which we're going to generate here, right? Let me go to account. So you see here at the end of our account, get accounts function call, we've got a status code. Then we've got to go like match status code If it's 200, then call responses. We've got to pass the body into, like, let body equals type responses. I don't know what instruments. Account. I don't know what it's going to be called, but anyway, it's going to go there. Responses, accounts. It is going to be accounts. And then accounts 200. So we've got to get that name. We've got to generate that. Accounts 200 equals. And then we're going to read the body. We're actually going to get the body as a string. Okay, let's get the body as a string first. So that code there is all generated, but that's what I want to generate now. So we've got all the response types done. All we need now is to call them. And genCall is here, and then the last thing it generates here is status code. So we're going to get the body, guys. So let's get the body equals response. I'm going to get it as a string, and then we'll pass it separately. In fact, we already have a, what do we have here? We have a client.rs which does the, well, that's a bit bad. All the includes are wrong. There's too many of them. Okay, that's so much stuff to fix, man. Because we have a get method here, we should probably have another get method in here, which, oh, here's the send. We're getting the status, we're getting the body. So we've got to be using that. We're not even using that. So where's our client? The client is, this is built on the client, maybe? Man, I don't even know where my own code. So implement struct account, and it's got a client. Okay, so we can go self.client. We'll make our own get request. So let's generate this code properly. Got the URL, got the query, and we're gonna call this thing send. That's a builder. So we got .get. We're gonna get a request builder, which I'm guessing is part of request itself. So okay, so we'll look at the docs for that. So we're gonna go in here, query response header params, which generates what? There's no header params here. Okay. So we're going client.get.await.query.send. So we're doing all that already. And we're getting a response object, which is an error stack T error, and it's whatever we want. So we can decide what the response object is. But that doesn't help, because if it's a different, okay, so if the status is a client error, it's going to return an error anyway. So let's look at the content again. Where is the other responses? So like so all of these are going to be errors anyway. So we're good. So we don't need to we don't need to make that match statement. It's either going to be 200 or an error. So we're good. So we just got to tell it what we're getting. And we already know that because we've got a result of nothing. Okay, that's terrible. We need to get from the response type response, we need the type. We've got a schema, which is this. It could be a struct or a stream. We haven't got stream managed yet. It's got fields but doesn't have a name. We've already built the struct, so we need to just get the naming right. So how can we figure out the naming? Let's find the code that generates, man, it's like going through my own code is so bad. that generates the responses. Gen responses there. Okay. Gen responses for cool. So I would like this not just to return token stream, but should have some kind of naming so I can know what the names are going to be. Good responses. Just zoom in on only here. That generates that code, but then it also generates the file somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure. Gen response. Gen response schema. Where is that used? Going to all places it's used. So where is the file generated? Gen response stream. We've got to figure that out. That's later. Man, I'm getting so confused by my own code. So somewhere in here, generating responses for the call. So it should. Literally me struggling. Oh, hang on, I got a visitor. Hey, Papa. What's up?
Oh, you're out?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
My laptop,
Oh,
laptop on Canva
yeah.
is 5 times faster and 10 times less frustrating.
Oh, good. So
I'm really pleased
you've
with it.
bought peace of mind.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Good job. See you guys. I'm back. Not that there's anyone watching. Can I tell you who's watching? Participants. It's me. Woo. Okay, let's figure this out. Why is Slack still running? Go away, Slack. I'm not at work today. Okay, so we've got good responses, and it's got gen response here. Gen response schema here. Gen struct. Does this create a file anywhere? No. I would have expected it to create a file. I'm just sitting here chillaxing. I don't know why it doesn't create a file. Okay, I'm gonna go to the easier problem and go to the users inserter, because if you looked at client, it has a billion users inserters. Oh, you know why it is? It's because it's not in the where we just need those two. It's not in the ignore place. Okay, so let's go to the ignore files, and one of them should be client. Maybe it's in the build. This is not a nice music. I'm going to change it. Oh, I like this one. What is it called? Create push up. Yeah, push up. I'm seeing that I'm not going to get any money from YouTube anyway. I'll share it. Except you're probably going to blow the volume of my... You won't even be able to hear my voice anymore. But no one cares because there's no one here anyway. Woo! Okay, so we got to make this list of files that the users inserter should ignore, and one of those should be client. It's already in the files to ignore. That's weird. That it's maybe it is ignoring it now. If I save it and then I just go Lambda v2. If I build, reload, has it added at the top? No, it's good now. So it's just historical. That's cool. So this used to be generated, and now it is static because it's less work. And just making it pretty. Okay, so this is going to build that thing and bring a nice. This should work really well, theoretically and hopefully. So all we need to do is get the type name, but I don't know where we're generating this type name from. Let's go back to what we're actually trying to do is gen definition, gen struct. Okay, so we've got gen call, gen responses. Gen responses for call. So in here there should be a file, an fs. It's not opening any files. Let's open the util because that's where I keep the functions for streaming to file. So let's see where that's called. And is there any place where that's called? It's only called in gen endpoint here. Responses, there it is, that's where it's generating it. Gen endpoint responses. And then it's generating the pub model of the modules. Okay, so where is this called? So this needs to give us, we need a standard way to know the name of stuff. We need a function to get the crate. We're doing the crate pub mod module, so it's already. Maybe this should return modules instead. Let's see where it's used. Where is it used? It's used in gen endpoint responses. So for each endpoint, we're generating the responses. And that's where the responses for the endpoint are separate to the actual each call. Now I get it. So these tokens that come from gen endpoint responses. So what I would like is like that's the responses. Okay, we need the when we generate the actual code, saving that bit there, this line 69, we need to know the names of each of the types. And how are we going to find that out? You know what? Because we have the response type, we should be able to make that generate the name out of the data. So let's go back to util. Gen responses. Gen responses for call. How are they generating? So they've got the response here and they're generating it here, good responses. And they're generating the actual code, but then how are they getting the file name for it? Bad responses. Bad response structs. Error enum. So it's not there. Where are they generating the file names? We already just looked at it just a minute ago. Now I forgot where it is already. Generating responses for endpoint. Response map is that. The modules is here. Ident U key as for response map. We've got a call, which is what type? A REST call. And then that's the call name, so basically going to be the name of the call. I'm pretty sure method name as string. Generate each of the responsive submodules. So we need a way, given a response and a REST call, to generate the name. See, that is a REST call, okay. pubfn gen mod for response. I mean, we could just put it on there. Is there already an import for response? Nope, apparently not. Okay. PubFN, gem module name, takes self, and it takes a REST call because it needs that. I don't new span call site. So that's a new item. Endpoint name and a name. And name comes from response map, and response map gets it from call method name as string. So basically we want to pass it a REST call, and that's it. And we'll return a string or a module. I don't know what this kind of, we don't want to return an ident, do we? Because that's just for calling it. We're going to return the file name, I guess. So sorry, I had to sneeze. I didn't turn it muted in time. Let's just change the music again. So we're going to get gen file name. And that will give you this basically. It needs a base path as well. And endpoint name is going to be that endpoint name equals call dot. How did I get it before? It is method name is string, and that's it. And that returns a result. So this is going to return a result string, I guess. And then what do we do with there? We stream to get the file name. Okay. So this will be consistent now because it's defined in one place. And we literally just get rid of that, wrap it in OK, and we're good. Get rid of the colon, done. Why is it all terrible? Curly braces are bad. Unclose the limiter. Ah, there we go. Format, thank you. Gives you the file name where the response is generated. Okay, where the response struct is generated, and then we've got to get the struct name out of it as well. Okay, we've got to make that be used here. So instead of doing all of that, we're gonna go, we've got the call already because that's in response map equals calls. We can't use this code because here we've already got it as a string. Generate method name. Generate responses for call. So what we could do is returning it into ident there as well. These are the modules, so we're reading the keys and turning them into module names. Okay. I want to use that here, but this takes a REST call, and we don't have a REST call because we ate it up here. What we could do, just shove it in here as a tuple. Call's already a reference, so we'll just, and then when we explode it, we've we got the call in here. So then we can go let file name equals. We got the tokens already. Maybe we'll just shove it in there and just put the file name right there. This is the call, but where are the responses? The response map contains the response code. Where's it getting named from? Oh, it's the call name. Okay. Oh, so they're all going in the same place. Okay, so that's useless to me because that is literally. So if we go to account responses, they're all here. Then it's like a sub one of that. So much brain power required, man, to design this thing properly. Okay, undo my changes because they were bad changes. Let's change to some classical music. That's not classical. Phantom of the Opera. Nope, 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 nope. That's nice and relaxing. And name here is coming from the method name. So it should be in the response. We'll get rid of that completely. Where's the rest call? So the rest call should have an implementation which tells you where to put the responses. That's the endpoint. And name, it actually becomes, I'll just rename it to rest call name to make it explicit. Now I've got problems. Okay. Can't find response. Oh, that's the code I'm writing. Coming back to that in a second. But first we need to get some consistent file names and module names. Okay, implement pubfn responses. File name parts, module parts, because if we generate it as a vec of strings, that'd be nicer. Turn a result vec of string, and then you can just use it how you want. It's going to look like that. Okay, you need the base path. Oh, we went past the base path. I'll just put that in the comments. Returns the parts from base path. Of the file name where the responses are stored. The code for the response structs is stored. I guess that's good enough. And I put EG, and I'll just put an EG here, and I'll get rid of this. I'll put that as an example. EG file name for the accounts endpoint, and the get accounts call, or get, I could put instruments, I guess. So it'll be account endpoint instruments. Maybe another song, please. Random. Could be, and then we'll just put this in here. So I'm going to use the question mark to make it get a shorter amount. So this will be account, and then this will be instruments, and then we'll join that on there. In that case, we'll reply to this call. Would be, and that'll be Levec. How can we make it not turn that into a doc string? I guess there's nothing we can do about it. So it'll just be vec, and it'll be account. Instruments. And then we just into iter. Map stra to string. If that fails, the doc string will pick it up. Okay, so we've got to actually make the thing happen now, so we're just literally going to return so basically that. I bet account is going to be self dot. What's self dot endpoint? Endpoints. It's already, I think endpoint supports toString. It does. Good. Okay. And it supports copy, I think, as well, so that's great. We don't need to reference it. And then this is just that method name as string. And then we'll just put toString here. I'll just put it everywhere. And I'm going to wrap it in a vec. In a OK, I mean. And call, we don't know what that is. Where did call come from? We're literally at self, okay, because we're calling it on REST call. Nice. It doesn't have to use the right result, so we've got to go create result. Because this is in the model crate, and the model crate does not have any error type. There's no errors in the model crate because it's basically just model. And now I'm trying to introduce this method of string call, which is in the writer crate. See, that's in the model crate. This is in the writer crate. So what I need to do is in the writer crate generate a trait. Oh look, I've already done it. What? Method name is string. And I've made that method name. So we've got to do some more stuff in there, like response struct. Should we make a trait? I should have put documentation on there. No, it's for the REST call, so we should add it in here. Okay, we'll put it in here. Beep beep. And will that, then we can get rid of this. I don't put it in the model, we'll just implement it in the writer crate on the foreign type, which comes from model, which is REST call. What's self.endpoint? That's referencing something in, and we can just add in here pubfn add self. And then we can implement it here. Then we don't, and we can get rid of that. Endpoint name. Pub is what do you call that thing? Aish. Visibility qualifier is redundant, not permitted. Turns out endpoint name. Endpoint returns the name of the endpoint that the call REST call is for. It's so weird how like I don't remember what I did, and I'm like I need to create a trait, and I already did it. Ha! Past me is thinking the same as future me. Implement missing members. Where'd that go? There we go. Self dot endpoint dot toString. Right. And this is my other code that I just did. Okay, so that looking good. Now we've got. Now we can call response method name string. No, this one. Response module parts. And where was that called? I can't even remember. I need to remember the names of places that I visit. I'm pretty sure it was in lib. We'll just go, right, okay, we go to util. This is how we found it before. It was, right, definition, no. Right, endpoints. Generate source, generate. Maybe it was lib stream to file. There we go. So we just find that because that's where it was cool. It was in gen endpoint right there, and that's where it's getting the file name from. So in this case we would say none of that. We would say we'd have the vec with the base path in it. I don't know what base path is. Dot append. What does append return? Nothing. So we're going to get two vex, stick them together, and then join them with slashes. Oh, we can just do that. We can go, okay. Rest call, which is us. Base path calls. We don't have the rest call anymore. Now this method name is string, which comes from response map as a key. It is used there. So I guess we need to make it a tuple again, and we'll stick the actual call in there. Can you just make a struct on the fly? No, you can't in Rust. So we'll just put the call dot. I forgot the name of it now. File name. What was the thing I just made? Responses module parts. We'll just stick it in here. No, we can't. Doesn't matter anyway, because the thing is we've got to get up cool. We'll just put the call in here, and the call is already referenced, so that's it. And then this thing's like, whoa, it's got to be a reference to a REST call and a token stream, and then we're just changing the keys. Kind of find response. That's a different thing. Value of string. String is the key. It cannot be built from an iterator. Okay, so why is that not working? That should work. Because I didn't save it. Okay, now it's working. So then we go in here. Call dot parts, something parts. Use cool name trait. Where's the cool name trait? Gen endpoints cool name. And we're already in gen endpoint, so it should be there. Responsive module parts. There's still going to be a format, and it's going to be just base path parts, and then the parts are going to be responses module parts. And then that goes away. And that's got to join. Cannot find response. Okay. We're coming to that. We're coming to this. Find me everywhere else where it's broken. What's wrong with this? No method name response module card for struct string. It's not a string. Name. And then we don't even use name. Okay, so we're good, yay. Now we're back to the code that we're writing. Okay, I need a break. Thanks for watching. Boom, boom, boom. Stop stream. Bum 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 bum.